What's
here we
up,
are
everybody?
again.
We're back.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our live stream. Hey, Patrick.
Hey,
Hello.
Rich. How's it going?
Jeremy, how you doing down there? How's everybody doing tonight? I see we have almost 100 people with us tonight, so that's good to see.
Are y'all ready to have some fun?
We're gonna have some fun tonight. We've got a special guest. We have actually two special guests tonight. The first one I'm going to bring in right now, and some of you are already familiar with him, and that is Woof Woof over there.
Hello. Jerry, 3DHP. What's going on, everybody?
Hello, Jerry. Good to see you.
Hello.
Oh, actually, I just saw you. I just got off a live stream with Jerry.
I didn't think it was possible, but your hair on your face actually got whiter when you took the mask.
I took it off, I was going to do this, but it's pretty shaved right now. Yeah, I streamed for a little over 3 hours today. Yeah, I had a lot of fun.
So, okay, so yeah, we had fun today, and I didn't get fully prepared for tonight's live stream, but I think I'm prepared enough.
Wait, can you name one that you are fully prepared for? That you were? Any of them?
In the last year?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah. See, I'm drawing a blank too. I'm never fully prepared.
Well, I'm sort of prepared tonight. And then Jerry distracted me this afternoon because all of a sudden he posted something on Facebook and tagged me in the post. And I said, oh, well, let me jump on Jerry's stream. And then somehow or another I got stuck there for about an hour and a half. But anyway, it's always fun on Jerry's live streams. If you guys don't know it, Jerry, tell them when you're live streaming.
Every Saturday, 12 p.m. Pacific. I live in Vegas. I have up to 10 makers at a time on camera. We do talk about 3D printing, lasers, resin, a little bit of painting, food, a little bit of anything and everything. And I like to say stream for usually 3 hours.
I would have joined today, but I was at a track meet. I wasn't running though.
So I popped in for a few minutes just in time to see Kenny hold up my "He Has Risen" thing.
Yeah, yep, and I love that one. Tonight, I'm doing something a little different. I've already cut this out, so because we have another guest tonight, but I'm doing one of my Kleenex boxes tonight.
Nice,
and I've already cut it out. In fact, Jeremy and I were on before the live stream, and I was cutting back then. So I'm going to put that together and show you all that project. And Patrick is going to do something on the CO2, and Jeremy's going to be doing something on the fiber laser. But before we get to that, I would like to bring on. Before we get to that, we have a special guest tonight, and that is Emily.
Hello,
Mom.
Emily.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Emily. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm excited to be here.
So why don't
Thank you for joining us.
For those people that don't know, you can do your introduction to yourself. We have over 160 people watching right now. And then I'll do my take on your intro.
Okay. Well, I didn't practice an intro. Can it just be?
Just tell us about yourself.
Are we judging our intro, like holding up signs, like 9, 8, 11,
everybody
10?
have their signs ready?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, hi, everybody. My name is Emily. I'm known as that mom with a laser. And for short, believe it or not, a lot of my community, they call me Mom. And so I have been around for a couple of years. I have a channel. I have a really great Facebook group. I do a lot there. I have a laser course, online laser course. And I like to, have fun with people, making reels on TikTok and Instagram. My main focus is teaching people how to use their lasers. Long story short, when I got my laser back in 2019, I felt like I was one of the few women at the time who didn't have a hobby laser like a Glowforge, but actually a scary fire-breathing dragon that I had brought into my guest room. And so
I watched you assemble that laser too.
You did,
From the-
and I was
From
I
the
was
stand,
terrified.
the mirror 7, right?
Yeah, the Mirror 7, right here in this room. That is now it's now my office. But it was really hard to teach myself how to use that thing because I'll be honest with you, I am not the most technical person. I girl math my way through life. Okay, and at the time, everybody on YouTube was very technical. It was very hard to understand people, and so. Long story short, I figured, I bet if I could show particularly women how to understand a laser, that those that were having, businesses, they would eventually invest in something that would be more efficient and something that could make them, 20 ornaments in an hour instead of maybe 2 or 3. And so I'm known for kind of shifting, in a way, the industry and bringing a lot of women into laser engraving too. So that's kind of my background, but I do a lot of things. I lose track.
Awesome.
And I just want to say a couple of things about Emily. Let me see if I can shift this to the other side. No, that didn't do it. Okay, so we'll do it like this. So first off, I've when I go on YouTube, I want to be entertained. So if you come to my channel, you're not going to get that. That's just not me. I don't enjoy watching my videos, but a lot of people enjoy them because I read the Lightburn manual. My channel is all about Lightburn, but I go out seeking other videos for entertainment. And
Wait,
I found
you
Emily.
read the manual?
I read the manual.
No.
I teach from the manual. So I go out seeking other forms of entertainment when I want to watch YouTube. And about 4 years ago, I think it was one of Emily's first videos, and she was unboxing or just took delivery of a Mirror 7 and didn't even have that laser in her house yet. So she was putting together the frame of the laser. And I said, okay, well, I guess I'll subscribe. I subscribed and I watched another video, and then I watched another video, and it was actually, and her videos just kept getting better and better. And except for the vertical thing at that time,
I got over it. I fixed it.
She got over that.
Yeah.
But one of her videos actually inspired me to get involved with a local person here at a flea market, a disabled lady that was making earrings, and Emily did a video on acrylic filled earrings. So it inspired me to go down to the flea market and look around and see what people were selling. And I found this woman that was hand cutting her earrings, and she was doing it on a what do you call that saw?
A scroll saw.
Scroll saw. Thank you. And it just took her forever to do it, and she was getting $8-9 a pair, but it kept her in food because she was elderly, on disability, and so forth. And I bought one of her earrings, brought it back to the shop, and I made some template earrings, a whole bunch of them, put them in a bag, brought them down to her the next week. And ever since, she's been getting her earring blanks from us, and she's no longer worried about food or anything else. So it was your video, Emily, that inspired all of that and actually changed someone's life. And her videos have actually gotten better, much better over time, and are very entertaining. And I just love watching it. And down below, right down there, you can see all of her information. So it's that momwiththelaser.com. She has an online laser course now that she teaches. And let me tell you, folks, 4 years ago, when she first started, she's showing people in Lightburn how to cut shapes and everything else. So, she really didn't plug herself as well as she should have, because she picked it up just like that and started making great projects that everybody loved. And I'm not quite sure. So I'm going to ask you all a favor here tonight. I'm going to put a link in the description to her website. So let's see. Right here.
Thank you, Rich.
I'm going to put it into the chat. And I would like that if you guys can go and subscribe to her channel. There it is right there. So everybody should see that link now, because you're going to love some of the videos that she puts out. And it's just really a pleasure to have you here tonight with us, Emily. So thanks for joining us tonight.
Thank you. I see I have some of my alumni in the
Yes, you
chat
do.
there. Thank you
Yeah,
guys for coming and hanging out. I love the course. I'll talk a little bit about that too. But you mentioned how I was teaching about Lightburn. Hey Jill, thanks for being here. So here's the thing: when I got that laser, that was our last hope. It was all of our money, all of our savings. And like I had a 6-month-old, a 2-year-old.
I remember you saying that.
And
Yeah.
I didn't have Lightburn was not included with my laser, none of that stuff. So, and I didn't have any money to invest in Adobe Illustrator, or even paying $30 for Silhouette Studio. It felt like too much of a stretch. So I forced myself to really learn Lightburn, so much so that it has become the only software I use. So I've become very proficient with it. The laser files I design, I've done a lot of them from scratch in Lightburn, node editing, like all that stuff. And so
so like I said, you're like an expert at this now, and there should be just so many more people watching your channel. It baffles my mind, how you don't have more subscribers. And I know that you've got branches out in every direction with the Instagram, the TikTok, and all that stuff. And when you put it all together, it's a lot of people that are watching you. But the people that are my age, they tend to stick to they don't go to those platforms. They tend to stick to YouTube. So I'd like to see some of our regular viewers, and we've got over 220 of them watching right now.
Come hang out.
I'd like to see you all go hang out with Emily as well, because her videos are just so much fun.
I promise to do my best to entertain you.
I thought I was subbed, and I'm not, but I am now. I just went and did it.
What?
Awesome.
Jeremy.
All right.
Thank you.
I know everybody else here is already. But tonight we are going to offer some free files as usual. And let me see, because I want to make sure that I'm going to tell you the right files here. You know how I am with this kind of stuff.
I'm going to disappear for a few minutes and mute myself because I have some prep to do for what I'm supposed to do tonight. So I'll be right back.
Yep.
Can I
No
ask
problem.
a question? It says join the chat, because I want to say hi to these people without interrupting you. But then it says connect to YouTube. Will that kick me off of StreamYard if I do that?
No, it shouldn't. I don't think it will.
Well, if I get kicked off, I'll come right back. But I want to be able to chat.
No problem.
Okay.
So tonight, as I was just saying, I am going to have, and I've already got the package done, so there's not going to be any waiting. I'm going to have an Easter tea light, which is going to be this He Has Risen tea light. So this file is going to be in the package. I'm going to have a Kleenex box, and I'm going to have the Pledge of Allegiance flag that I did last week, all of these packaged together.
Very nice.
The wavy flag Pledge of Allegiance. Now,
I will have 4 free files that aren't from me, though. I'm going to post a link to 4 files that Patriot Nation Design gave away, and I'm going to give you the link, and then you can download those files from Patriot Nation Design, and I'll be making one of those tonight.
Yeah, and if you guys can hold off on the questions for just a few minutes, that would be great. I see you found your way to the comments, Emily.
I did. Now,
And I am giving away nothing.
I feel kind of
Gary's giving away
bad.
himself.
I feel kind of bad that I'm not making a project with you guys, but I can show.
Oh
the
no, that's
project.
okay. Our guests usually don't make projects, so.
Well, then I'll have to come back so I can make a project with you. Can I do that?
But I hope
Yeah.
you're going to
You've got show
us.
and tell, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Hope
you've
you can
got
show
show
it
and
from
tell
your
projects. Yeah.
Well, we've got the mermaid, which was a big deal.
Is that That's not Jason's mermaid, is it? No.
No, that's
No,
my
come on.
mermaid.
Oh yeah, I did watch your video where you made it, but I didn't see where you painted it. But I did watch the video. Where you made it.
I just painted it this week and I haven't edited that footage, but that is going to be my next tutorial, is how I did the paint. And it ended up coming out. So for those of you who aren't familiar with what's going on, let me move over here so you guys can see it better. This week was my little girl's birthday and we had a mermaid birthday party. So I figured, okay, I've been wanting to make something massive so that I could make a really good pass-through tutorial. So I made the biggest mermaid tail I could freaking make. It's 75 inches tall. So if you have a pass-through and you're afraid to use it, don't be. Go watch my tutorial. You're going to love using your pass-through after that. And so I made the pass-through tutorial, and then I had to figure out how to paint it. And I've never done this before, but did it not turn out freaking amazing?
That's awesome. Yeah.
Looks very good.
And then what I did, Rich, I got really confident. I was like, okay, well, you can't see it, but I also made her name for the backdrop.
Nice.
Okay. And I got so confident. I said, you know what? I'm going to go live and I'm going to spray paint this thing live on TikTok. So I did that the other day. And I saved all that footage so that I can make a tutorial on it. And then I also have my little coral over there. And then I made a cake topper right in Lightburn. These are easy, you know.
Yeah, I love cake toppers. People love cake toppers.
This, I can't show a photo. Could I to show you guys?
And at the bottom, you'll see present and you can share a screen.
Oh, okay. All right, let me pull up the photo first so I can have it ready. This one ended up being a cake charm. So it sits on the face of the cake instead of on top. I'm kind of mad because I did something really cool and one of the kids ripped it off and it got lost. But I made a little, like one of these things. I don't know what we call it, but I cut one of these and then I took a heat gun and I heated the tip and I bent it. And then I glued it to the back here. And I stuck it into the cake.
It would stick in the cake.
Very nice.
I didn't want to mess with curve and I was rushing and I didn't want to make it's also very tiny. So creating a slotted stand right in here is very little.
Yeah, no, that was a good idea. I like that.
Yeah. Let me pull up the picture so I can show you guys.
And this is one of the things I like about Emily is her creativity. I actually did a sign for a bedroom sign for a newborn nephew, following one of her videos, and I copied it.
You did? I want to see
this. I did. Well, it's in New York now, but I should have taken a picture of it, but and I didn't want to infringe on your copyright, so even though I did, sort of.
I'd love to see it.
The next time I go for a visit, I will snap a picture and I will text it to you.
Okay, thank you. All right, let me find this picture here so I can show it. Hold on. Where did I put it?
I'll be right back to you while you do that.
Yeah, thank you.
And speaking of moms, there's a little mom sign right there. Jeremy, can you put that a little closer to the camera? Oh, Jeremy's.
Oh, yep, he's on.
Muted it out. I forgot about that.
Hey, if you want, you can pull my screen up there. I did a video a couple weeks ago about framing odd-shaped objects on your laser. Well, my honeycomb does not index to be in square, so I use cardboard, put magnets down, and cut out the shape that I'm going to use for this board. So I get it absolutely centered, so I didn't leave myself much room for error. And then I also have a smaller version that you can see in the back. It's for a 6-inch tall piece of wood. And what I did was I just cut the two templates out and saved the cardboard so I could put it back in the center and then put the wood back in the cardboard, smaller cardboard template.
I think you're echoing again, Jerry. Sorry.
I am?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think so.
I'll show you how that works.
Oh, it stopped just now. No, maybe not. Yeah, a jig. It's a jig setup. Yeah.
That was just using some cardboard so that it would be absolutely perfectly centered.
And speaking of that, right now I have some B-roll that I'm working on doing perfect positioning on any material by cutting your own jig and taping it down to a laser bed on any laser. So if you're not fortunate enough to have a LaserMATIC like I've got behind me, that's absolute in every, in every way, then this video is going to help you. That's coming out next week on doing exactly what Patrick is talking about. Emily, did you find that screen sharing yet?
I did. Am I doing that right?
Yes, ma'am. So there it is.
Is that
Oh,
right?
look at that.
Oh, wow.
It just stuck into the face of the cake. And if you've never melted acrylic, it's really cool. Like I thought it would get kind of like, I don't know, maybe like drip or something. But once it's just hot enough, it just kind of moves into whatever shape you want it to move.
Yeah, I made windshields with my boat with a heat gun. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Nice.
The cake is epic. I have a really, really great friend who's very talented. Greg is asking if this was made on a LaserMATIC. It wasn't. It was actually made, and talking about, I know I mentioned to you guys, I wear a lot of hats. In addition to all the stuff that I do, I'm also the brand ambassador for Eon Laser USA. So the tail is actually made with an Eon Nova 14, which is a 130 watt machine. And it's got this massive pass-through thread.
And while we're on that topic, I just want to let everyone know that Emily, as the brand ambassador, invited Patrick and I to the ISA show, the ISA Expo in Orlando in March 10th, 11th, and 12th. And Patrick and I are going to be live streaming from the ISA show on at least the 10th and 11th on the evening. We're going to shoot all our video during the day, and then we're going to live stream in the evening. And there are a ton of laser manufacturers that are going to be there. So we're going to go out and interview them all. And we're going to start with Eon on Wednesday night. And so you'll see this pretty face again in our live stream when we are at the ISA show in Orlando, Florida. And if you got,
I thought you were going to put me on big screen, Rich. Yeah, when you said pretty face, I thought you were talking about me.
So that's why I didn't put you up there.
I got confused again. Sorry.
You're going to get to see my mermaid in person because, one of the nice things that they've done, Eon it's a very classy brand. It really is. They're very nice about the stuff that they do. So in addition to bringing in, great influencers like you guys, they're reaching out to their customers and saying, we want to display your work. This is a massive show. Over 20,000 people will be visiting, so you'll see a lot of work from their customers on display there. So my tail made the cut.
Yeah. And Wendy is saying that she's not sure if she has one or not, but no, she does not have a LaserMATIC. But this channel is not about LaserMATIC. The only reason we talk about it so much is because everyone but Jeremy has one. So, and we're working on that too. So yes, Kenny, you're right. I do mean April. What did I say? March?
Yeah.
I probably said March.
April. Yeah.
Through the 12th. And if you happen to be in the Central Florida area, please come and see us. There's going to be a ton of us there. It's in Orlando. And then to answer your question, you're saying which ones do I run? So I run 4 different lasers. I have a Mira 5, and they're all Eons. So I have an Eon Mira 5 that's a 40 watt, an Eon Mira 7 that's a 60 watt, and then the Nova 14 that's 130 watts, and then I have an EMP fiber laser that I am starting to play with, and I can't wait to
fiber laser
there. Yeah,
I haven't seen you do anything on that yet.
I juggle too many things, but I have been playing with it a lot behind the scenes, and I'm excited to show people stuff when there's time.
Cool. So Patrick,
Yes.
What are you doing tonight?
Well, here on my cheap Chinese laser that definitely could be updated. I am running one of the free Patriot Nation design files
Oh, that's right.
When it's done, it's going to be this.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Very nice.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, I saw that one on Patriot Nation Design, and I really like that one. In fact, I was
Yeah,
going to download that myself.
I saw this and I'm going to get some poplar and do this on poplar because I think it'll look amazing.
I am going to go next door for a moment because I have to hit submit on something, and then I'll be right back. So, Patrick, take over, please.
All right.
Patrick, I see a question in the comments. Can I answer it?
Absolutely. Go right ahead.
2380 MG is asking, what does a 100+ watt laser do that a 40 watt doesn't do? And that's actually a really great question. So a 130 watt laser, the bigger the tube, the thicker the material you can cut, and the bigger the material you can cut, right? So the laser bed size on a Nova 14 is 55 by, oh gosh, like 36, I want to say. So I fed, if you go to my YouTube channel and you see the pass-through video, I took a 4x8 sheet of plywood and I fed it through that machine. So, you can't really do that with that width, I would say,
Yeah.
with a 40 or 30 watt, because the bed size is going to be a lot smaller. And so those machines are primarily for really heavy cutting. Like if I'm going to be cutting blanks, for example, it's ideal, things like that. Whereas my 40 watt Mira 5, that has turned into my blanks engraving machine. It's very fast, and that's stuff that I want to turn very quickly. So for example, pencils. Last school season, you guys you're gonna die when I tell you this, but I can't remember the number off the top of my head, but I want to say I made 16 to 20,000 in about 3 to 4 weeks selling pencils.
Oh, wow.
And so that little 40 watt Mira 5, I mean, I was churning them. I would sell 10 pencils for $11.99. Okay. No, not without free shipping. Okay. I did this on TikTok, and I would make about 10 pencils in somewhere between 1 to 2 minutes. Okay.
What were you engraving on the pencils? Was it like someone's name or custom?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like people wanted to gift their kids gifts for going back to school, or their grandparents or whatever. So yeah, I use the 5 for churning stuff like that, keychains and things like that. And now the 7 has turned into a dedicated rotary laser. So if we go back to, if you were with us at the beginning of the live stream, I started here in my craft room, but now I'm actually in a facility. I have a warehouse where I am learning how to scale a business, because that's one of the things that I'm passionate about with my followers. Those of them that really approach laser engraving more for business purposes, they want to, stay home. A lot of them are moms like me that wanted to stay home with their kids. So a lot of my journey is learning how to scale a business and balance a business so that you can be all the things you want to be. You want to be a mom, a wife, a friend, and not just be somebody who works all day long, Yeah.
Right.
And I just want to mention too that if you want to learn some good tips about marketing, you can go over to the Lightburn channel and look at the LBX videos. I think so anyway. And Emily gave a talk on marketing there that was really interesting. So, and we did also a pencil jig live stream. I guess it was earlier in the year or last year, at the end of last year. And, I supply all of my grandkids with their pencils.
See, that's a nice thing to do.
Yeah.
What do your grandkids call you?
Grandpa.
That's a good grandpa.
Yeah.
None are dying. I have had so many people ask me to get in the diode market, but I only have so much time. I would love to. Actually, I have one hidden under my desk here. I don't know if I should show it to you guys. And it's sitting there waiting for me to get to it. I just haven't had a chance. Mom's hustling.
Mike is got a cute comment there. What size laser do I need to put? Now you know why it says stumbling, bumbling idiot, right? Just kidding, Mike.
Oh, he's wanting to put a laser on the shark's head.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry. What size laser? I'm sorry, I missed the question.
It was just a joke question.
Oh, okay. You know, it's funny. You put it up on the screen, but I was searching through the comments trying to find it.
That's okay. That's okay. V said that she only sold one set of 10, and she's not as good as marketing. V, go watch her her video, and she talks all about it.
Can I make a quick comment there, though?
Yeah, sure.
For me, much of your success is going to depend on your mindset. So I don't want you to say I'm not good at marketing. I prefer you say I'm not as good at marketing yet. You think I wasn't good at marketing? I didn't even know how to use YouTube or Instagram. Okay. But I learned and I got better. So what I would ask myself is I would look at your photos. Is there a way that you can stage your photos because photos sell? You know, can you make it more realistic? Like I'll get my kids and I'll ask them to hold the pencil so that somebody who's shopping, they see a child's hand holding the pencil.
Yeah.
You know, they can see their child's hand holding the pencil. So that's just
the photos that you use is one of the most important things is those photos, and I suggest that you concentrate on photos and description. People used to ask me, I did a video about 2.5 years ago on slate coasters, and back then I was selling on the weekend on Facebook Marketplace, and I just got more orders than I could ever handle, selling them at $80 a set for 8 coasters. And everybody said, oh, it's impossible to get $80 a set. But if you actually read my description and saw the photographs that I took, and I cropped out the background, I put different backgrounds on there, like tables and flowers and things where they really stood out, and took photos from every angle. And I talked about the slate, where I got it from, how it was handmade in Louisiana. If you have the right description and you have the right photographs, and plenty of them, you know, that's what marketing is all about. You have to sell yourself, your skill, and your product all at the same time in order to actually make sales. And there is Patrick's. Emily, I had a question for you.
Yep.
The Eon lasers, they have the hybrid stepper motors, right? I'll wait till the show. I see that look on her face.
My cheap Chinese laser there has hybrid steppers because I put them on that laser.
Well, that is something that not everybody can do.
Nope. Yeah, I've done some upgrades to it, so it functions. It's not the greatest.
Larry is saying that he's made over 100 coasters, and they're hard to sell for me. Well, I did a video on marketing. If you go to my channel and search for the word marketing, you'll find that video there, and I actually show you the ad that I used on Facebook. And I can tell you, back then, now Facebook has changed since then, but back then, you know, it would post right away and it would go out to everybody. Nowadays, you got to pay for your ads to go out. But I had to take my ad down after 3 or 4 hours. I would put the ad up on a Friday night, and I would run out of product. I'd have a whole case, you know, a whole box of coasters that just come in from Texas, black slate coasters. And I'd have to take that ad down after 3 or 4 hours because I had so many messenger messages, people that wanted to order. And I would send them to like a web page where they could pick out a style. And they were all monogram coasters. And like I said earlier, you have to have the right description, you have to have the right photographs, and you have to sell you, yourself, your product. And it has to be something that people look at and go, oh, wow, that's beautiful. It has to be beautiful photographs.
That's why I like to put myself in all of my marketing photos.
Exactly. So Joe is saying, thanks for the Patriot Design link. Patriot Designs, if you sign up for their newsletter over there, you will see that probably like once a month, right, Patrick? You would get an email that says, here's a couple of free files for you.
Yeah.
You know,
and then they have a subscription service, so you can pay so much a month and get so many downloads from their catalog. And they recently changed it, so if you don't use all those downloads in 1 month, they roll over to the next month, so you're not losing out any of your credits or just grabbing stuff that you don't really want.
And for $20, they'll do custom tracing for you, and they do a really nice job. Larry, this comment goes back to what I was saying earlier. There's no such thing as too many people making them. So yeah, there's a lot of people that make different things, but the people that are selling are, like I said, they're selling themselves, they're selling the locally made, they're selling the description, and they're selling the high quality photographs. So if you've got that combination of things, you're going to sell no matter where you're posting. I can go on Etsy and look around on Etsy, and I do that a lot because I look at pricing and I look at what people are making, and I can find something like, for instance, Nick from Build Dad Build. He's got nice pictures of his keychains. He's got a nice description, and then you can find somebody else that's $2 cheaper, but I wouldn't buy from that person that's $2 cheaper because the ad just didn't appeal to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I see thousands and thousands of ads on Etsy, and a pretty big majority of them are non-descriptive with just one photo or two,
being the cheapest isn't the best way to get more sales.
Exactly. And
it's in the whole presentation.
Actually, Greg is another good technique that I do a lot. I personally, I like to price my stuff a little higher, but
yes, absolutely.
Really what I'll do is I'll ask myself, okay, what do I want to make on this product? Like, I don't want to make less than X dollars. So I will price it a little higher and then discount it so that it looks like it's on sale. Etsy will boost it because it's on sale, and people will feel like they're getting a deal.
Exactly.
So that's another trick or strategy,
Exactly. Yeah. And Greg is asking, can I use my JPEG graphic in Lightburn? Yeah, you just do a file import, and you can either use the JPEG in image mode, or you can, on many of them, you can trace it.
It depends on what you want to do with it too, because I transfer it into a PNG a lot, and it's a lot better for doing photos. It's a lot better.
Yeah. And this is actually really not true, Larry. You get what you pay for, because like with me, there were local people on Facebook that were selling slate coasters just like I was making, and they were half the price. So you get what the person perceives, the perceived value, when they're looking at your ad, when they're reading your description, when they're looking at your photographs. They get a perceived value in their head, and when they see your $80, it's like, yeah, I guess this is worth $80. So it's all about perception. It really is. Let's see. Let's go to the comments for a while, and then what I'm going to do after we're finished with the comments, I'm going to show you this file that I cut out earlier for a Kleenex box, and I think y'all are going to love it. So this is the front right here, and then I've got this New Orleans fleur-de-lis design all the way around. And this file is going to be free to download with a couple of my other files, like I said earlier, that are already listed on the lasermakersrealm.com. Under the video, you'll see the download. Also on my channel, the zip download is also available there. That's my air conditioner making noise. I might have to go turn that off. But anyway, I'm going to assemble this in just a minute, and we're going to go back and take a look at what's happening in Patrick's world. Oh, Jeremy's world. No, let's go to Patrick's world.
I've already engraved one of your T boxes. I'm doing another one right now.
Okay, cool.
But this time I'm in focus. I reset it up and drop my power.
Jerry does that a lot. He doesn't go in focus. I have
too many hobbies, and I'm very forgetful.
Yeah. But you did my Eiffel Tower, the 3D Eiffel Tower, pretty good.
Yeah, that came out perfect. Yep.
I will say here, so the Clack Shack, they say sometimes your brand adds value to a product. Ask John Deere. I couldn't agree more. One of the things that kind of blew me away at about 2 years into my laser journey is where I really had to pivot, because I was drowning in making physical product and teaching and doing all the other stuff. So I had to let something go, and I chose to let selling products go. And it got to a point where people kept messaging me, and I would tell them, I wish I could make this product for you, but I am too busy, but I would love to refer you to someone. And people were reluctant. They would tell me, no, Emily, I want to buy it from you. And that's when I started to understand the value of branding, because they could get the same thing. It's just a pencil. If it was, they could get a pencil engraved from somebody else, but they wanted it from me. So,
well, I made I most of the stuff I make is gifts. And I made one of these. Actually, I made 3 more for somebody that was a relative, and I have my brand on the back of the box, and I made theirs without the brand on the box. And they said, "Oh, we wanted to have your brand on the back of your logo on the back of the box." And I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." So yeah, that's absolutely true.
You're like a YouTube movie star, and people want things directly from you.
Yeah, exactly. And Jeremy has gotten started. He is running a photograph on stainless. Is that stainless, Jeremy?
No, it's just my cold rolled steel that I use.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the cold rolled steel.
Yep.
Yeah, so
I can do it on stainless. I just don't have any.
Yeah. So Jeremy has started his project. Patrick has got his project going, and I'm gonna set up my camera over here so that I can show you mine and how I assemble it, which kind of makes some people a little nervous, but yeah. Let me switch over to a different camera.
Yeah, Emily, I got a 60-watt fiber laser about 3 months ago, and there's plenty to learn. Lots to learn.
Sorry, Jerry. That piece of wood is 31 inches wide, and that is 8 inches, 7.5 inches tall. In that,
what kind of wood are you using, Patrick?
It's very popular. It's poplar.
Poplar. Oh, nice. Very popular. I like that. Okay, so this is one of the projects that you'll be getting, and this is the T-Light. And this is an older version that I did a few years ago. So it's like a regular box. And in the Lightburn file, you'll see a link to these T-Lights that I use that are very, very cheap. You get a whole bunch of them for a small amount of money. And this is the actual one that I just cut out right before the live stream on the LaserMATIC. So here's the back. And then here's one side. And here is the front side. This is what everybody really loves. The bless you.
I like that bottle opener, Rich.
What?
I like your bottle opener.
The Burn to Learn leather bottle opener. And then this is the other side. So the only thing you have to be careful with when you do this is you have to remember where all your sides are. And trust me, folks, I have done this wrong. So I take my 2 sides and I put them out here, and then I have my front and my back, and I try and orient it in the right orientation. So there's the front, and there's the back. And I can't tell you how many of these that I've screwed up, probably at least 6 or 7. And I've made dozens of these. So I take the side, make sure that the bottom is over here. Then I take the front and make sure that the bottom is in the same orientation. And this is where some people sort of cringe.
Here comes the pain.
This is a smaller wood today. So normally for the here it is.
Okay, there it is.
But normally I have to this wood is a little smaller than usual, but this is designed, the file is designed for 3mm nominal, so that goes from like 2.7 up to about 3.2, and this one I think is on the low side, and I guess that's why it's fitting together easily. So I would have to glue this one, but let's see how the other side fits. They're probably all going to fit the same. They're going to just drop right in. Yeah, so I'm going to have to wind up actually gluing this one, but just to give
Emily,
you an idea.
Something to know about Rich is that he only uses one tool, and that tool is a hammer.
Okay.
On everything.
I was in trouble. I was like, wait, what did I do?
No, that's just the joke. Rich uses a hammer on everything.
Well, let me tell you, I got my mallet right here, because the base on my, this thing is the scariest thing about the tail was figuring out how to get it to stand and be sturdy, because it's so heavy. And I don't know if I can move it back a little bit more so you guys can see better. Hold on. This is my dog, Woody, by the way. If anybody doesn't know him.
Woody.
But so because it's curved, it's kind of unbalanced.
Right.
And so I had to make sure that I had like the tightest fit here. I don't know if you guys can see. I'm gonna knock down everything. Hold on, I'll go this way.
That is huge.
See?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
That's
Very
how
nice.
I'm able to get this thing to stand. And there's little kids running around it, so I was terrified.
Wow.
But it made it
That's
work.
big.
So I'm with you, Rich.
Nice.
Cameras are important.
Nice
I
job.
did a big one last year. I think I sent Patrick a photograph of it for my friend's daughter's quinceañera, and I think it was 4 feet tall and 34 inches wide, and it came out really cool. But what I forgot to do was the top, so I'm gonna have to switch over and actually cut out that file for the top. I only did the 4 sides. Now this one, unfortunately, the wood is smaller than I thought it was. Let me check it with my gauge here.
Here's the key light here I got together. It all tapped together, but I have to glue the top 4 corners where they won't lock.
And that is the problem. So this is 2.6 millimeter. When I should have used.
Went together fine.
Did you have to use a hammer?
I used a paint stir stick because I couldn't find my rubber mallet. I got a paint stir stick.
Oh, that was the he has risen. Yeah, that one cuts out perfectly for 3 millimeter wood. You need to hammer that one side.
Yeah, they're all hammered in. It's just these top 4 corners. I got to put a little hot glue on to hold it together.
I would like to see you hit that with a hammer and hammer those in.
No, I had to tap one of them in. I pressed them on my wooden countertop, and last time I tapped it in with a stir stick.
Oh, well, I prefer using a hammer myself.
Yeah.
But let me get the Lightburn file set up over here and get these off. And let me show you what I'm doing real quick, too. This is the actual file that you're going to get, or one of the files, I should say. And all of these are docked together, so it all cuts out perfectly, and you have very, very little waste. So I forgot to do this part right here. So I'm just going to take this off the work bed, and I'm going to bring this one in and dock it up in the top left corner. And I'm just going to go run this job real quickly. And
now, Rich, can I ask you a quick thing about your file?
Yeah.
So in that, I'm assuming you remove the overlapping lines?
Yes, absolutely. In Lightburn, yeah.
Do you tell them that in the instructions? I'm just curious.
No, but when I did the video on making this, I did put that in there. Make sure that you do your optimized settings. Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Just curious.
But I didn't put it in the project notes. In this file, just so I just want to show you real quickly. In here, when you open the file, you're going to get some project notes in here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to tell you it was designed for 3 millimeter wood. There's a link right here to the video tutorial that you can copy. There's supply links here for the wood that I use, and I'm not using the normal wood I normally use. And there's also a link to the Kleenex boxes on Amazon. And this project, and this project, by the way, cost me $2.21, and that $2.21 includes the Kleenex. So these can sell if you're like doing craft shows or craft fairs or whatever, whatever the case may be. You can sell these for $20 a piece, and they will sell all day long. One of my patrons took that file from last year, and that's all he does is craft shows. He does the same craft show every week in Washington, and he took that file and he said, "Oh, no way it can sell for $20." And he only brought 10 of them with him and sold all 10 out the first day.
No way.
Then he brought 20 the next week, sold all 20 of those. And that's all he could do because he's, elderly, retired and so forth. and he didn't want to spend too much time working. It's just a hobby for him. But he sells about 20 to 25 of these things a week at that craft show.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So let me go over to the LaserMATIC, and I'm going to load another piece of wood on there and run this job really quickly. I will be right back.
Can I catch up on some of the questions in the comments? Is that okay?
Sure. Go right
Absolutely.
ahead.
Go right ahead.
You don't have to ask.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I'm new here, you know.
If somebody's talking and you got something more important to say, talk over them, and then they'll be quiet.
You just elbow them. Just get out of the way.
Okay. Jim, this goes back though, because I kind of scrolled up to see if I had missed anybody. Jim was asking, do you have any videos on marketing and how to start a business? I have a really good one that's pinned to the top of my channel called How to Pay Off Your Laser in 90 Days because I really wanted to help people do that. So in that video, I give a lot of advice on how to start a business and what to keep in mind and how to, you know, make a logo and all that stuff. So in addition to the LBX talk that I did that Rich was talking about, that's another really good video. And then,
Yes, and I watched that video too, and it was great.
Thank you.
All right, so I've got mine.
Did it, so.
I've got mine on the laser bed. I just dropped a piece of wood in there, and I'm just going to go ahead and hit start on the laser, and we'll get that job running, and then we'll come back. Patrick, how's your job coming?
Good. About halfway done.
About halfway done. Yep. And Jeremy, where are you at?
Whoa, we are about there.
Looking nice.
Oh, look at that.
This
That's
is
beautiful.
my live stream that I did a little while ago. This is where I did a bunch of Bing designer photos and picked one of my favorite Last Supper ones that it came up with, and that's what I'm doing.
That is nice. Oh, you know what, Jeremy? Remind me later. Send me a text.
Okay.
I've got a Last Supper that I think you're gonna like. In fact, let me go get one that I made.
Oh no, I'm dinging.
I'm going to come back and do a project with you guys because now I'm feeling like
You're welcome anytime, Emily.
You know what I'll do? I really want to take, so I made these little, it's funny, I made a smaller version of my mermaid to put on the table for table decor, and I totally forgot.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
But I want to take this and make it into a piggy bank. Maybe I can make that with you guys once I have the file ready. That'd be fun.
Have a napkin holder, have two of those back to back.
Jeremy, let me show you what I did for the, well, I don't know if I can get this on screen or not, but this is the one that I did, and I can get a little closer here where you can see it. This is like
nice.
three-dimensional.
Came out nice.
So remind me later, send me a text, and I'll send you the image that I used. So this is 36 inches wide, I believe. And unfortunately, if you look over here, you can see that line going up there. Unfortunately, this was in the flood of a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
And it got ruined.
So it's vintage.
Yeah. I'm going to redo it, though. I'm going to redo this one on the LaserMATIC. And of course, this is some really cheap wood. So this is Luan from Lowe's.
Next, do a Noah's Ark. That way, if it's in the flood, it'll have a really nice look to it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Did you say that was Luan?
You got to do that last little hippo running to get on the art too.
It looks great.
Yeah, that's some really cheap Luan that I got from Lowe's. Most people don't realize it, but if you make friends with the manager at these big box stores and get there early whenever they open, like 7 o'clock in the morning, and there'll be like a big crowd of people over in a corner somewhere, and the manager will be there talking to them, and wait for, just kind of hang around and walk around and wait for that meeting to break up. They all have these morning meetings, and go and grab that manager and make friends with them, because they will do all kinds of things for you. That Luan I got in 5x10 sheets for like $11 from Lowe's. They special ordered it for me, and they ordered me I think 4 or 5 sheets of it, and I cut it down on the table saw, and then I cut it out with the laser. I engraved it first, obviously.
Yeah. Laser of Love Creations. I have a 60-watt MOPA fiber laser, and I'm running a 175 lens on it right now. And I don't do any photo editing or anything other than in Lightburn.
Yes, that's the best place to do all of your photo editing.
Now,
People don't realize that Lightburn is a series of programs that are put together, open source programs that are put together in a closed source program. And their image adjusting is you can do everything that you can do like in GIMP or most other image programs if you learn to do it.
Yeah. There have been a few occasions where I've needed to run it into Photoshop. Like I had a Vietnam vet that had pictures that were taken in Vietnam in 1967 that I scanned into my computer, and I had to go in and use that to enhance it and get it so I could read it.
Yeah. Yep. Well, then sometimes I will go into a photo program too, like when part of my other business is doing tombstones for pet cemeteries. And I say my other business, I gave that to the manager back in January as a Christmas present. So she owns the business now technically. And I just get a little retirement check from it. But we do tombstones, and sometimes you'll get a pet that where the eyes aren't right or something like that, where you actually have to go in and mask them out, and change some things on it. And you may have to change some highlights here and there. People are very particular about, a granite tombstone with a photograph of their pet on it. So when you're talking about something like that, where you're masking things out and changing contrast within the mask and gamma and stuff like that, there are times where I use Zara Corel program called Zara Photo Editor, I believe it's called, and it has just an incredible amount of features that you pay for one time, and you get a lifetime subscription, and it was only like $29. So,
I had a picture.
Jay Steffens asked, put that up. Have any pictures? Yes, I have a few videos on my YouTube channel that I go over settings and how I do things, and I'm planning on doing another one with a little bit more in depth. I'm still getting used to doing this kind of stuff on camera and explaining it, so I'm planning on going into another one.
For those people that don't know Jeremy's channel, it's on the bottom of the screen right now. It is youtube.com/@htl-customs. So if you haven't gone over there and subscribed yet, please help support the LMR and go over there and subscribe to Jeremy's channel. Jeremy is a very creative person that's really good with a fiber laser, and he's just now getting into the diode lasers. So we're glad to have Jeremy as a regular host now of the LMR.
Yeah, 30 years as a licensed builder and a woodworker, and I had wood envy from you guys and your diodes, so now I can do it now.
I've got a couple of photo videos floating around on my channel too.
Yep.
I have a picture. I have a picture of my mom and dad, and they're married 1942 in the hallway. I took it out of the frame. I scanned it. I want to get a depth map done on it so I can put it on a brass coin on my fiber laser, and then put when they were married, when they're born and when they passed away, and make one for my brother and sister also.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Photo engraving is not my jam. But lately, in my little corner of the laser internet, I see a lot of people talking about Imager. I haven't heard you guys mention that at all. What are your opinions?
So Imager is it's a program. Mm-hmm. And it does automatic. Now, if you have no understanding of laser editing whatsoever, I do have a tutorial on my channel. If you search for the word Veronica, So I did the Veil of Veronica, and I went through the image adjustments and how to save that adjustment for that type of image. And I even talked about external software as well. But ImageR is great for people that don't want to get involved with any of that. The only thing is you have to look for the right mode. So you have to pick the right mode, the right laser, all that kind of stuff. I don't usually recommend anything outside of Lightburn because I do 90% of my editing in Lightburn.
Mhm.
But for when I do, I only use the Corel Zara, and I once in a while will go over to ImageR and test some of their settings over there. But I never seem to get great settings because they're all pre-programmed, and they're assuming a certain type of wood or slate or whatever it is that you're engraving on, and you have to do a lot of testing to find the right settings for the type of material that you're using at the time. So I tend to save my settings. I use the software that's built into Lightburn. I adjust the image in there, and then I save that setting with a file name that for that particular material and that particular style of image. And I have probably 40 or 50 saved settings in my Lightburn software.
All right. Thank you. It's just curious.
And it looks like Gary got the right settings.
Yeah, that piece hopped out. Look at that.
Yep, a couple of them.
Tell Jerry that the screw and then
I switched right as you switched, Jeremy.
About halfway out. Let me go look at that. I didn't know I had a screw coming out. I'm getting old, so that's one reason.
Tell Jerry that the screw on the end of the gantry is working loose. It's about to fall out and needs tightening.
Thank you. I see that. Thank you very much.
Huh.
You can see on
Very
camera when I-
observant. That was cool.
We got eagle eyes in the comments.
Richard, thank you.
V says that Photoshop used to be her favorite editor, and let me see, hang on a second. When she started using Lightburn, and I don't remember, is V a man or a woman? I don't want to say he or she. I'll say V. I always get it wrong though, whatever I do. But when V started using Lightburn, it bumped to the top of these favorites. Patrick, he or she?
Yes.
I don't know why I get that wrong every time.
She.
She. Okay, so I had it right the first time.
Yeah.
I was talking to a person on the phone a long time ago, and I got it wrong, and they sure let me know about it. So I don't say he or she when I say thank you.
I think
Okay,
every
who
time
had-
you address one of V's comments, you always get it wrong.
Yeah, okay. Pop-Pop's asking who had the mom project showing earlier.
That was me.
That was Jeremy. And that's the reason you should subscribe to his channel.
I got a question for Emily.
Yeah.
On your lasers, do you exhaust? You don't exhaust anything outside. You capture everything through a charcoal filter and et cetera, and how fast do they clog up, and are they real expensive, and et cetera, et cetera?
All those things, my friend. Yeah. So I used to vent right out the window here in my house, but when I was shopping for space 2 years ago, it was really hard to find something that was within my budget. And finally, when I did, it didn't have, windows to vent out of. It's just like one big garage door and then an office with the door. So yeah, that's when I ended up looking into fume extractors and ended up getting the filter boxes that I have. So here's what I would say: if you cut MDF, do not get a fume extractor. It's too tough on the charcoal filter. But
Or
if
you're doing painted surfaces and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, no way. It's too tough on it. If you cut acrylic, it's not going to be as expensive at all. Like I have one of my moderators in my Facebook group, Kathy. She runs all of her. I've lost track. This woman has like, I don't know, 8 lasers. I don't know. And she vents them with fume extractors but she primarily cuts acrylic. So she only has to change her filters out once a year, right? Acrylic's very clean.
Right.
Let me interrupt real quick. Rich, you got your, are you sucking the smoke out of there, or what's up with that? There's an awful lot of smoke there.
Yeah, that smoke is being sucked out.
Okay.
That goes outside. So that's going out the back and outside. Thank you, Moses.
Sorry, Emily, go ahead.
$20 super sticker. Really appreciate it. And Greg is saying, how did I do the Last Supper on the LaserMATIC? Okay, I actually did it on the NAJ Max 3. So which was a huge size, and I extended that. I extended the rails on that.
I used to have a K40 a couple of years ago, and you can only do 8 inches by 12 inches, so that didn't last long. And one of these days, I'll get something big and put out in the garage, or my shop, I call it.
Okay, so Adventures with EJ is asking for a link for the LaserMATIC. The best place to get that is going to be, I'm going to put it in the comments. I don't have the LMR link. I have my link. Sorry about that, but that is the best place to get it. That is the Rolly Automation website.
I can give you my link too, and then you can pick one.
Yeah. Let's see. Bait Warzone is saying, I have a question. If you sell the files on Etsy, how do you upload different types? In Lightburn, you just do file export, and you can save them as SVGs, AIs, whatever you want. You can do it that way, or you can just save it as a Lightburn file, or you can save it as all, whatever you want. Lightburn is very versatile when it comes to that. Moses is saying, thank you for looking at my design. It came out great. Well, that's good to hear, Moses. Thank you. Appreciate that. How do you upload different types like Adobe Illustrator? You have to put them all in. If you're talking about uploading them to like Etsy or something like that, I just put everything into a zip file, and that's it. I had that site, but thought there was an actual manual. If you're talking about the LaserMATIC,
Lightburn.
comes with, Lightburn.
I posted the link to the online doc.
Yeah, they have a very extensive manual there. Let me go get my piece off of the LaserMATIC.
All right, while you're doing that, I'm going to answer a question. Tennessee wood signs. I got to get my camera right. This is a reversed image in Lightburn. Only do that when I use black paint and layered paints. So right now I'm just running it standard on the raw steel to get the black. So you only want to inverse that when you want to take the black off and leave some of the black on.
Yeah, if you're think black business cards, the anodized business cards, if you're wanting to remove the black, then you run the negative.
Yep.
And guys, I wanted to show you a trick. If you get your settings right, you're not going to have soot and debris. But this is just a tip for those people out there. Get yourself a paintbrush. Don't touch the engraving at all. And maybe you'll be able to see the dust come off. Watch. Maybe not. But there's some dust coming off of here now. And if you don't touch it, and the oils of your finger will actually stain that soot into the file. But if you have your settings right, it's going to come out absolutely beautiful, the engraving. And this is the top of this piece here. And I wish I could have used my hammer. I'm kind of upset that my hammer wasn't being able to. I'm going to use it anyway.
You got a rubber mallet? Be better.
No rubber mallets. Get a man-sized hammer like this one. So there we go. The top fit perfectly. The side. This one could use a little bit of glue, but this is the whole box right here.
It just needs more hammering. That's all.
It just needs some more hammering, and it's gonna be perfect. And then what you do, and in the file there'll be links for this too. You take your Kleenex box, you pop this hole out right here, and this fits right over the top. And I have it designed in a way where it's a suction fit. See that? It's a suction fit. So this is designed with almost no tolerance here. And when you pick this up, the box of Kleenex will not come out. To get it out, all you have to do is pick up and push down on it, and then you can pull it out the bottom. But the way it's designed right now, the suction fit is perfect just the way it is. People absolutely love these Kleenex boxes. So go download the files, make yourself one. This one I had a little bit smaller wood, so I'm going to have to glue this one together. But there is your bless you Kleenex box with a little bit of a New Orleans feel to it. Hope you guys like it.
Very
And
cool. I like it.
I did get to use. I'm just gonna hammer it just a little bit more, even though it doesn't need it. I love my hammers. So, let's go back to Jeremy's, because his is getting close. Wow, look at how beautiful that is.
It's got a futuristic Tron Legacy blueprint kind of look to it. I like it.
That really, really looks nice.
Viking Wind, when you say laser film, are you talking about like Mylar, like stencil material? Do you know, Rich?
I think what he's talking about with the laser film might be the masking tape.
Oh.
I don't know.
Jeremy, which lens are you using?
This is my 175 lens.
Okay.
It's 100 millimeters a second with all the other settings that I have. I've tried everything under the sun, and this one gets the best results. So that's why it takes forever.
I agree, Cindy.
Thank you, Cindy.
Okay, yes, he was talking about like stencil material. You can. I just made. So by the way, guys, this is birthday party 3. I've done 3 birthday parties in 4 weeks because all my kids' birthdays are. And so for my oldest son, he's so cute. He wanted a America birthday party, and he wanted to have like cookies of the U.S. Capitol and the White House, and you can't find cookie stencils like that. So I had to make some with my.
Yeah.
That's what I use. I have it linked in my. If you go to thatmomwithalaser.co, I have it on Amazon. You can find some.
Ernie's got a good question. What's the best way to get the burnt smell off of leather projects? Take it outside for a week and a half.
I rinse mine with water and then let it sit for a week.
I love my vinegar. So that's my favorite thing to use is vinegar, and I don't use like regular household vinegar. I buy cleaning vinegar. In fact, I just bought 99% vinegar. Don't do that, because that will kill you. You can't even work with it. But I just take a few drops of that 99% to make it go a long way. And I add about 3 cups of water, and that takes the smell out of anything. It doesn't matter what it is.
You know what? I mean, I don't know. I don't hear any in the background. Do any of you run them with compressors?
I've run my CO2. Yeah. Patrick and I both run compressors on the CO2s. Yeah.
With my stuff on the CO2, when I use the compressor, I feel like I don't really have, after smell, or I don't know. It smells a lot nicer with the compressor. So
yes, it does. Yeah, because you have more air. Edward is saying suggestions on how to speed up a burn project. Yeah. So on the laser tab, you're going to go into your optimization settings, and I really can't explain all of this like in here on the live stream. But if you go into your optimization settings, you can change some of your settings in there. And also on your layers, you can do fill groups together. You can do, fill shapes individually. So, and then you can look at the preview and you can get an idea from there. True Tech is talking about ozone generator. I actually have one here in the shop before, and I think it was like $39 on Amazon. And before I leave for the night, I just turn that on the timer for 1 hour, and when I come back the next day, there's not a trace of smell in here whatsoever. And every day when I leave, there's always a big
Back
wood
when I was
smell.
in my 20s, I sold those with another guy. They're made by a company called Alpine, and they were extremely expensive. And I'm sure a lot of people in chat remember those.
Yeah, well, now the days of Amazon, nothing's extremely expensive.
Yeah, AliExpress, Temu.
Rich, just quickly, Edward told us he's in Orlando. We're going to be at the ISA show April 10th to the 12th. If you want to head out to the show, come see us.
Yeah, and you can meet all of us there. Me and Patrick will be there as well. Tim, I don't know if you noticed on my machine, and you probably can't see it if I switch over to it here, but it looks dirty again. But I just cleaned mine with the pressure washer, and it was, you know, very, very quick and very easy.
Do you use hot water or just regular cold water?
Let me switch over and see. Maybe you can see it. You can see the part that I cleaned there anyway. It's gotten dirty again. I just use the pressure washer, and there is a product called Dawn Professional
Power Wash.
Dawn
Power Wash.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, and that works really, really well. Just spray it down, let it sit for a couple minutes.
I cleaned mine yesterday with brake parts cleaner and paint thinner, and it worked great.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to get out the pressure washer, so I used Dawn Power Wash, set it in the shower, let that sit for a little bit, and then rinse it off with the spray handle, and that by itself did a great job.
I'm not doing what I did again, though.
While we talked about ozone generators, I don't want anybody to run out and get an ozone generator and not know that you cannot be in the same room as it. So mine even came with a little door tag that said, "Warning, do not enter," that you hang on the door when you leave, just to remind me in case I come back out to the shop. The ozone generator is very bad for you if you have to wait until the morning. And then when I get here in the morning, I open the roll-up door and I let the place air out a little bit.
Emily lost her camera. How do we help her with her camera?
Click on settings, Emily, and choose your camera. Or you can leave and come back, and that should do the trick.
Unplug it and plug it in if it's a USB. This box over here don't work very well anymore.
So the ISA convention is dishes. Okay, who's doing that? The ISA convention is going to be in Orlando 10, 11, and 12 of April. Come and see us. We will be at the Eon booth on Wednesday, and we'll be all around the show for the rest of the time. Emily will be there at the Eon booth all the time.
I will. And I'm also doing a talk. They're going to have like different sessions. I don't know which day, but I'll be doing a business talk too. Yeah, come see us. You're not too far.
Yeah, it's good for everybody. I just double-clicked on something and went full screen. Oh, there we go. It's a good show for everybody that's with lasers, because you get to see what's happening in the world of lasers. There's going to be a ton of laser manufacturers there. So come see us. Yeah, like I said, yeah, you can't be in the room, and you need to air out the room after you're done ozone cleaning.
I just wanted to say thank you. There was someone here who said that they really loved the I have a tutorial where I show how to do the ombre effect, but I just missed the person. I just saw them. It's like Etchworks or something.
I don't see it in the comments.
All right. Well, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. If anybody's curious how to spray paint like this, can I link it in the chat? Is that okay?
Sure, of course.
I have a video to show the technique.
Yep, and I am also going to put up Emily's banner.
Probably have to put it in private chat, Rich, and you'll have to share it.
Yeah, oh, that's true. Yeah, Emily, click on private chat and send it to me.
Yes.
Or send it in the private chat.
Oh, okay, cool. There you go.
Hey, if anybody's bored tomorrow afternoon evening around 5, I'm showing my rotary table jig for business cards and wallets. I'm just going to be messing around with that, doing some business cards. Just thought I'd throw that in there if anybody's bored, wants to watch something tomorrow evening.
I might join you because I have one that I made it. I got to get some business cards done. I might need some input.
Yeah, I'm wanting to get some cards done for the ISA show.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my. I'm not gonna use my wood coins for the ISA show. I'm gonna do the aluminium business cards.
Aluminium.
I say that the right way. Aluminium.
Yep.
Space metal.
Almost done. I'm running that at 800 millimeters a minute, and that's the line spacing of 0.45 and like 85% power on this 90-watt tube. Anybody was
Viking
wondering.
Wind is saying that I should take my business coins to the ISA. The whole problem is that I can run off my business cards. I can run off 100 of them in a few minutes on the fiber laser, and as opposed to doing it on the diode or the CO2. It's just so much faster that you know what? I will bring one for you if you show up.
One
That's
special
really coming
form.
out. That's really coming out nice. Jerry, what are you doing over there?
He's cleaning his machine.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what was going on there.
I saw him wiping stuff down.
Mine's getting real close.
Yeah.
So I see we still have 250 people with us right now. I want to thank you all. Thank you all so much to the viewers. We've been getting between 250 and 300 people on 4 different channels that we're broadcasting live to every Saturday night. And we are, I think, the premier laser engraving channel on YouTube. So I want to thank you all for making us that for live streams. And, you know, I just can't believe how many people are interested at watching us do our thing every Saturday night.
True tech.
But
That's called the safety squint.
Yeah, Oh, make sure you always wear glasses around lasers. That's for sure.
Rich, somebody was asking about the pass-through on the LaserMATIC. If you run that with Lightburn, right?
Yes, I do. Mm-hmm.
So
I use print and cut on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the pass-through tutorial that I was talking about earlier, the one that I recently did, or I'm sure you have one on there too. Rich.
Yeah, mine is about saving a botch job, something that you took off the laser. But you know, yours is a great tutorial, and so is Jason's on. I like Jason's 3-year-old print and cut video on Lightburn Software YouTube channel. You know, better than the newer one that he did. You know, where they've refined their video making skills. But
Yeah, I like the older one. I used that to make like a 3-foot by 5-foot sign that went in the local mall over top of one of the businesses there.
I just watched that the other day.
Emily, do you also teach the business aspect? Yes, she does. Emily, go ahead and answer this question.
Okay, so it depends. So in my course, I have 2 different enrollment options. Tier 1 is where you get access to all of the material. It's over 40 lessons. And really the goal is to help you understand your laser, okay? Understand the software, understand what to look for. I show you, I mess up intentionally. I start fires intentionally. In my course, I have collisions intentionally, so I can teach you from mistakes how to, you know, get better, right? And what to do, not to panic. Because I think for a lot of people in the beginning, getting a laser can be so scary. And any little thing that goes wrong, you think you broke a very expensive piece of machinery that you just invested money in.
Exactly.
So my course is really about empowering you and giving you the confidence that you need to run your lasers safely and efficiently, right? Because in the beginning, you have high anxiety and you have really low knowledge. So what I do is I focus on increasing your knowledge so that your anxiety will naturally decrease. Okay, so the course is focused on your laser learning curve. Okay, the business one is a whole other one. But to answer your question, For my students who enroll in the tier 2 option, they get access to my private Facebook group. And in there, I go live every week and I answer anything that the students want. And you have lifetime access to that group. So every time class is in session, I go live every week. So it's during those conversations where it's more of an intimate experience with my students. And I will cover anything they want to know, whether it's business, marketing, lasering, you name it. But it's not.
I just want to jump in here and say that Emily went from the very beginning of knowing nothing about a laser in 4 years to where she is today, and her marketing tips are priceless, and you'll see that. But I wanted to jump back to a question over here. It's not so much about Lightburn.
Private chat, her link.
What's that?
Did you share her link that's in private chat?
I did. Viking Wind is saying, does Lightburn support Glowforge? It's actually the other way around. Glowforge does not support Lightburn. At least Glowforge is a proprietary system, and they want you to do everything in the cloud. So that's why I've never recommended them. And
ready for the results?
Hang on one second, Patrick. Dave is asking, is buying a used CO2 too risky? I would say so, yeah. In most cases, yeah.
I don't know. I might disagree with you there. I think it would depend on the brand. I wouldn't get one. If you're going to get a used laser, I would highly recommend getting one that there is like a lot of content on YouTube that can help you. If you get one that nobody knows about, that's going to be scary. But if you got one that a lot of people are using, it might be a gamble. It might be, I don't know.
Yeah. And I think it more depends on the person that's selling it and how they used it and how they maintained it is the important thing. So you never know about that. And I would say, in my opinion, I would certainly never buy a used CO2. That came out great, Patrick.
Yeah, that is awesome.
So that's the one I just ran live. No sanding or anything like that.
So you're probably going to get the same answer from all of us here. And it's, the source that you have to be concerned with. And in my opinion, I would say go with a JPT MOBA.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
Everybody would agree. Yeah.
I see. I've got 4 fiber lasers. I would definitely recommend JPT.
John, the Last Supper was actually done for my brother-in-law. So this was actually done for my brother-in-law, and eventually it's gonna have different woods with a mahogany frame around it and all kinds of stuff. But this one got caught in the great flood of this shop from the rain. They built houses around my shop here, and they're like 2 feet above my ground level. So all of their properties drain right into the back of this shop. And
what laser did you do that on, Rich?
That was done on the NAJ Max 3, and I made some modifications to it. I extended the X and the Y by about a foot on the X and about 2 feet on the Y because I was doing a different project. I did another project for a camp sign on that. But that was the NAJ Max 3 with the A40640 10-watt module.
Yeah, mine's done. If you want to pop that up.
Just showing my cheap Chinese CO2 there. If people want to see what laser I just used.
Cool. And then while that's up, let me answer a question from Tim. That is cold rolled steel. I get it from a supplier. A friend of mine works at a metal stamping and shearing plant. He just brings me stuff.
And let's go back to Patrick's switch cameras.
Okay.
That is the cheap Chinese.
Yeah, it's a no-name brand. I've got hacked together with the automatic air assist kit from Cloud Ray. I put hybrid steppers on it, upgraded the mirrors, and it works. It's not great, but it works.
I think
if you cheap out on a CO2, you're going to have to tinker to get it running.
I'm going to agree with Alan. I think it came out beautiful. And that file too is from Patriot Nation Design. And like I said earlier,
Yep.
if you sign up for their newsletter, they'll send you a link to some free files like once a month.
Yeah, definitely worth it.
Emily,
Especially,
what
the free file.
what fiber laser did you buy?
Or if you can't talk about it yet, I understand. If you missed earlier, I shared that I'm also the brand ambassador for Eon Laser USA. So I do a lot of their marketing. I'm basically the face of the brand. They have my face on a van, like the fiber I have is actually one from Eon Laser USA, which is actually a company called Engraving Machines Plus. It's Engraving Machines Plus, and then they own Eon Laser USA and their metal cutting division. So the fiber I have is a very nice EMP fiber. I have a video about it on my channel. But that's, to answer your question, that's the one that I have.
Nice.
Yep.
Oh, we're going to see Edward at the ISA.
Awesome. See?
Nice.
We had to let him know we were going to be there. How exciting.
Very cool.
Patrick, how long did it take? How long
That
did
was
it take?
right about 1 hour
Okay.
with those settings.
That's what my photo was. It was about 47 minutes, 47 to 50 minutes.
What were your professions before coming? Well, I still do my job part-time, but I am a pharmacist by trade. Then got
Part-time.
into lasers. Yep. So I'm a
more like
part-time pharmacist
full-time.
now. Yeah, I've been working full-time the last 6 weeks and probably have another 6 more to go now.
And I was in IT. I had my own company where I did networking and ATM software for some local banks in my area for about 20 years.
I was a licensed builder for 30 years, finish trim carpenter, and I primarily focused on log home work.
Okay, so we are getting down to the end of our stream. We're at 90 minutes, which is normally what we do. That's what a lot of people like to see, is about 90 minutes. We still have over 230 people that are watching. So I want to give a last call for comments.
I have something to say.
If you have any questions, the comments, you can, just keep going as you're going. But if you have
Jerry,
any
go ahead.
I have a question.
And I was a union laborer for over 20 years here in Las Vegas. I don't
We
hire
forgot
anybody
about
to do anything. I do everything myself. And then before that, I was a truck driver for a long time.
Well,
And
I'm
now
sorry
I've
that
been
we
retired
forgot
for 11
about you,
years. I
Jerry.
gained way too much weight.
Okay, so last call for questions. Do you have any questions?
Well,
I have a
just
question.
I was a high school history teacher.
Awesome.
I get to too, right?
Yes.
I just want to say that right there, we still have Emily's information down there. And I want to ask you a personal favor to go and subscribe to her YouTube channel, because she is just the most undersubscribed YouTube channel that I have ever seen, because she has some great, informative, entertaining videos that you need to go and watch.
Thank you, Rich.
Let's see. Steve says, any chance you can link the fonts you used in these files? Well, no, I don't do that because just because all of the fonts, I can't just give away other people's fonts. They all have rules and regulations to them. Even if they're free, you have to look at their little terms of service. So I don't want to give away somebody else's font. If you go to defont.com or freefonts.com, that's where I get all of my fonts. And I don't even remember what the font was that I used in this file. In fact, this computer that I'm using here doesn't even have this font on it because I opened the file. But you can use it as is because the font is now embedded in the Lightburn file. And 2380 milligrams says history is the best.
You know, it's funny. I could tell my kid, like they just come from a family that really enjoys history. Like we just had the book fair this year, and all of my kids wanted history books, you know. Other kids wanted Bluey. My kids wanted, like, I don't know. One got a book on the Star Spangled Banner. The other one got a book on the Lewis and Clark expedition. Like,
that's always good.
And you can leave that comment up. Leave that comment up the rest of the stream, please.
Harold, I thought that I was the other pretty face. I don't know what that comment is. Thank you, Pop Pop. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you for being here. Nice. V is saying it's nice to see you on the stream tonight. And Emily has said she might even join us in the future. We're going to keep her on our guest list and send out the emails. But, you know, Emily has got, she's got a really hectic work week and does her thing on the weekends. But hopefully once in a while, she'll answer that email and come and join us again.
I will. I have to come back and make a project because now I feel like I didn't do a project. I got to come back and make a project.
Sounds good. We can coordinate and we'll have a group project. We can all do a different take on it or something like that.
Absolutely, yeah. If Emily answers the email, I'll do like we do, and I will send her the files that we're going to make, and maybe she'd be interested in making some of the stuff that we make on the CO2.
Let's do it.
Awesome.
That's good to hear, Peter. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, so we are at 5-6 minutes over our limit, even though there's no limit on YouTube. We could be here for hours. But I don't see any more actual questions coming up. So I want to thank everybody for being with us tonight. I want to especially thank Emily down there for joining us as a guest host. She has been one of my favorites for 4 years now. 4 years. I've been watching her videos. Yeah.
I think Jeremy might have had something to say just a couple minutes ago. Do you remember what it was, Jeremy?
Yeah.
He probably forgot by now, but
nope.
Go ahead.
2 questions. I saw 2 questions ask the same thing. Where can people get the file from tonight?
Oh, well, it's already posted under my live stream on my channel, and it is already posted on the lasermakersrealm.com. So as usual, you'll find the zip package on lasermakersrealm.com. That's our blog. It's going to be the very top post. And if you click on that post or click read more, you'll see underneath the video, you're going to see the file the zip file that you can download and make the projects that I showed you today, our projects, for yourself. And you'll really be happy with the way that the Kleenex box comes out. I've made these for a lot of people now, and they absolutely love it. So, that's something that I think everybody's really going to enjoy. We're still here, JC. You didn't miss the live chat. It's, as you can see, it's still going on. Normally, we do these every 2 weeks. We have different projects and we have free files, and they're usually quick and easy projects that everybody can make. And we live stream every 2 weeks at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. So we're here every 2 weeks. Come and join us. We'd love it. Subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like the video before we go too. And Greg has a question. Could I do 3D engraving on wood with the 20-watt rolling? So the LaserMATIC can do just about anything. The 3D engraving, if you're talking about a 3D sliced image, know that you do on a fiber laser in Lightburn. That's where you get the 3D slicing. But like you
Patrick's
saw,
grabbing a sample right now to show.
Okay, yeah. Like you saw, yes, you can do it if you know how to set your settings and layers. You have to have several layers doing different things. And like you saw in my Last Supper, the big Last Supper I showed earlier, that is a virtual 3D engraving.
So I'm going to have a video out on this soon. But that is walnut.
That is awesome.
So you got the 3D effect with the diode laser. You can see how deep it is.
And JC, yes, you can use these on a 5-watt laser. You just need to do a material test and make sure that you can engrave and cut. And that's easy enough to do. Once you get your engrave and cut settings, my files come with my settings, so everyone is going to have their own settings. They'll have to have their own material test. But yeah, you can do them on any laser. I used to do them on a 2.5 watt laser. I cut 3mm wood. Now that took several passes, but if you do a material test, you'll be able to figure that out. All right. So here we all are. Everyone saying thank you in the chat. Thank you all. Thank you all.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, viewers. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Patrick. Thank you, Jerry, for being here. Thank you, Jeremy, our newest host. And a big thank you to that girl down there, that mom with a laser.
Thank you, guys. This was fun.
Very
Thank
nice
you,
meeting you,
everybody.
Emily.
We'll see you in 2 weeks. We're out. Come back in 2 weeks. We'll see you then.
Take care, everybody. Have a great night.